Hi everybody, welcome back for another video, and today is my final installment for the One Book July 2021. Now, if you've watched my videos throughout this month, I think I've had 3 videos. The setup video, my week 1, and then my week 2 and 3. So yes, there are just a few more days left in the month. But I'm sticking to what I have, what I created for the month and how I've been using it. Not much has really changed, except I did add another book to what I'm using these for. So my really 4-book July ended up becoming a 5-book July, and I'll explain why. I still was only using 1 pen, but when this ran out of ink, I just grabbed another Pentel Energel. This is one of the 2020 Pentel Energel special green colors. It still has, I have a brown ink in it because I have a ton of those, but that's all I switched to when that one ran out. So, and I did use 2 ink, did I refill it? Yeah, I did refill it. I went through 2 of these ink refills because it was the only pen I used, and I'm trying to use my stash, hence why I don't have any new notebooks, I don't have any new notebook covers, I don't have any new traveler's notebooks, no new binders. These are all things from my stash that I've previously purchased. So let's start with the littlest one first. This is my passport from Bree at Documented Journey. It is in the branch color, and it stayed the same the whole entire time. I have my on-the-go monthly calendar. Just if I'm playing a gig or playing a memorial or a wedding or a concert, if someone asks me about a date, I have my monthly at a view. I just need to put the remainder of the season in here. I do have a couple of things in here, but there's a lot of stuff I need to put in. Keeping our fingers crossed that everything stays good in the fall. I worry about that. I have my COVID vaccination card in case I need to show it. Some cards and IDs in here. Some more of that type of stuff in the zipper pouch. I have a, might have an address. No, it was music I had to play for a colleague's memorial service. Just a Midori Travelers Company notebook for notes, shopping lists, things like that on the go. And then the last thing I have is my weekly calendar. And here we are here. I will be streaming on Twitch later today. We'll be doing some brush lettering and some fun stuff. So join me there if you want to. It's free, you don't have to pay. So that stayed the same. My wallet stayed the same. I just switched to my cork passport a few weeks ago because I can just wipe it down with a Clorox wipe or one of those like Walgreens version or Walmart version of those, and it won't damage the material. So that has stayed the same. This is my standard, which is the heart and soul of my planning. It is another cork cover by Bree at Documented Journey. This one is in the avocado color, and the setup stayed the same. I have my monthly calendar because I need a monthly calendar. I need one. And I think this one does have dates in it, yeah. I have my weekly calendar from July through December. And I forgot to fill that out. Actually, dishes, trash, kitty litter. I haven't done, yes, I did do that yesterday. The dehumidifier, no, no, no. Here we are. So I have my weekly calendar, and then I have a grid notebook in the back where I use it to take notes and fun stuff like that. And I've got some notes in here that we're gonna talk about later. So that has stayed the same. The only thing is I moved it into the avocado colored cork cover. This is another cover by Brie. You can see I'm loving my eco-friendly folio covers. This is in the color Honey. And all I have in here is some things, ephemera to journal with, some pretty papers, and then all I've been doing is just journaling. And I haven't been journaling every day. I've been journaling when I feel like it. I haven't been forcing myself to do it as a daily thing, and that's been good. I got some happy mail from a friend, from Melissa. I got some Hello Kitty washi tape from the Miniso store. This is the last actual journaling I did. I did make a purchase of something. It's not here yet, but it was my design, and Brie sent me some photos. I'm so excited for it to arrive. There will be an unboxing later this week of that item. Just some prep on a couple of pages. Saturday, that was what I streamed about. You know, just my journal. And I'm not forcing myself to journal every day because I know myself, and that isn't good. So that stayed the same. And then here we are with, this was going to be my One Book July, but I decided to turn it into a all about art. I do have at the beginning some pages for taking notes. Then I do have that little bit of journaling that I did do in here. I need to update this because I am very thankful that I've got like 125 followers now. And I want to write down every one of their handles so I know who's there. Just some journaling and some notes and stuff. Here was my art challenge for the month of June, which I finished, but I didn't do anything for the month of July. Here is some blank watercolor paper because I really didn't have the urge to, I didn't really do much arting this month. And that's okay, you know, it's okay. And then just some blank pages. And so that's what this is gonna serve. This is gonna be my art journal when I feel like coming back to it. So you saw I had another folio with another Pentel pen, but this is an A6 size folio, if you see right there. And in it, I have a Midori MD notebook. The Midori MD are my favorite, whether it's A5 or A6 size. And I've started studying my Spanish again. And I wanted to set up like a little bit of a bullet journal. I do have a future log, and I want to set goals. The language that I'm refreshing is Spanish. I studied Spanish in 7th grade and 8th grade of junior high, and then my freshman, sophomore, junior, and 1 semester of my senior year. And then when I started college, they wanted me to take a placement exam, but I didn't start my next language until my junior year. So that meant I'd had like about 3 whole years not studying Spanish. I was an okay student in Spanish. I wasn't great, but it was the first, language other than English that I studied. And, being that I came from a home where no one else speaks another language. I mean, my family has been in America since, the 1700s or before. And, no one in my family speaks anything other than English. So for me to stay in Spanish that long was not a shock, but no one in my family had ever done that before, and I love learning languages. But since so many years had been between high school and college Spanish, I didn't want to take a test and then pass into like say a second or a third year course, but have like some gray areas that I didn't understand. So I ended up going to study French, and so I studied French all throughout my undergrad. Then in grad school, I took 2 semesters of French translation where we had to do a lot of translation, like my first assignment. And I took it during the summer, so it was like an intensive course. The class met, for 3 hours a day, 4 days a week. And the first day in class was like a lot of grammar and vocabulary review. And then our homework was to read the first half of the Count of Monte Cristo in French. And we were going to have a test on it. I was like, oh no, what did I get myself into? So I did that. And then I started taking Russian. And then we had to, because the degree I was working on, the doctoral program that I was in, I didn't graduate with it. I ended up graduating with 2 master's degrees and a minor, and I was like, get me out of here. Plus my other masters. I was in school way too long, for over 12 and a half years, and I was like, it's time to be done. The other language I studied was Russian in college. And then a few years ago, like 5, I studied Japanese at one of the universities that I teach at. But I decided I wanted to come back to Spanish because that was the first language that I studied. And I do comprehend quite a bit of Spanish. I have 2 friends from college, that one's from Puerto Rico and one's from Nicaragua. And they would be speaking in Spanish to each other. And I understood exactly what they said. My vocabulary is good in written and oral, but not in speaking. Like in comprehension is good, but not in speaking. So they would be talking to each other in Spanish, and I would answer them in English, and they understood English, just as well as I understood Spanish. So it was kind of a unique experience, especially if people didn't know us, and to see them ask me questions and talk and speak in Spanish, and for me to answer their questions and ask them questions in English, and for us to converse. It was a very unique experience. I guess the only thing I could compare it to is like if we were on, say like the Enterprise, and we all were injected with one of those translator, whatever those things were called. Yeah. And so what I decided to do was to create a bullet journal. And right now I'm working in Unit 1. And for most things, there's only 6, except for present tense verbs, there's only 2. And I want to try and get all of them finished, all 6. Except I think school might have only 4. One of them only has 4, school or people, I can't remember what. But I want to finish all of Unit 1 by the end of August, which that's definitely doable, and start Unit 2. And so I've been keeping track of the number of points that I've earned. I forgot to write down the points that I got on Sunday. I think in one of the weekly challenges, I ended up being 2nd place, so probably like around 5,000, 6,000 points I've studied the first week, which is, quite a few hours a day. I mean, I had, just a rehearsal on Monday, a concert on Tuesday, and then a memorial service I had to play on Friday. So just like 6 hours of work this week. So I had plenty of time to study Spanish for sure. So I have to write that down. And then I was having issue with eres and estas. So I wrote that down. And that's what this is going to be, is my bullet journal for my Spanish. And then this has just some general notes in it that I was taking to remind myself. These are just like easy junk notes, so this isn't as important. So there we go. So yes, my One Book July ended up becoming a 5-book July with these 5 books. But I had some thoughts this week while, actually I had them on Saturday, and you know, so you saw what I used, and I've been doing One Book July, you know, not religiously, but I've been doing it every year since the very first year. The first year that I started creating videos was 2015, and I have playlists for each of those years. 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, and even last year, 2020. And so I've really been able to perfect my system. I've used Passport, I've used Personal Size, I've used A5, I've used Rings, I used a little micro T in one year, and then one year I even did Bullet Journal. That was 2019, when that was the bullet journal year. And something that I've noticed is there aren't as many people this year participating in One Book July. And I think some of that could be due to the year we did use the bullet journal method. A lot of people really, you know, grabbed a hold of that system and ran with it. And I think because of that, so many people are in one book. Now, I have one book as a planner right here. And what I've discovered is I don't like journaling and I don't like art in my planner. I mean, that doesn't mean I'm not going to put some stickers down and I might doodle, but I don't want everything to be in one book. Like, this is my wallet. It serves a purpose. So, you know, it's not going to be, you know, it's not going to contain all of the information in here. It's just going to have what I need on the go. This right here is my notebook for my Spanish study, which I don't want to have in my planner, which there isn't room to have in my planner. So I have to have a separate book for that. And since I don't want to have my art and my journaling in my planner, hence that's why the need for these are. And I've got my system figured out pretty well. I need a monthly calendar, I need a weekly calendar, I need grid, and then I need either a dot grid or a grid or a blank notebook for, you know, for taking notes, for processing thoughts, for, people call them a brain dump. I don't like that wording, but, you know, just a space to get the stuff out of your brain. I always remember Carrie Harling saying that your brain is for thinking, not for remembering things. Your brain is for processing stuff, not for remembering all of your little details. That's why you have this. That's why you have apps on your phone. That's why you have stuff like that. So, you know, I know what I need, and you know, it's, for me, this works. And I don't necessarily grab everything every day. If I don't leave the house, I don't grab my wallet. You know, I don't write in it. I write in this, you know, my plans, and look at my schedule and my tracker to check off the things that I'm tracking. If I'm studying my Spanish, I grab this to mark my progress or to take notes. If I want to journal and do a little doodling, I will grab this, or if I want to like art, I will grab this. And, you know, I know my system. So, I noticed, you know, fewer people doing One Book July. And I also noticed that a lot of people that always did One Book July aren't doing it. And you know, that's okay, because things are, you know, kind of run in cycles. And I think for me, you know, so I started in 2014, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So this is what, my 8th year of doing One Book July. I think unless something new drastically changes next year, I really don't think I'm going to be doing One Book July, because I have my system. I know what I want. I know what I like. And I've tried everything. And for me, a traveler's notebook or a like bound notebook is what I need. Preferably a traveler's notebook. And I always end up going back to standard, passport, and personal size. Because I think that's where I started. That's, you know, what I did. So we will see, you know, if you participated in One Book July, how did it go this year for you? Did you notice differences? I definitely noticed quite a drop in the number of videos from everybody. I know I didn't feel the need to do weekly videos like I have in the past, because, you know, week 2 and week 3 were pretty much exactly the same. This last week, week 4, nothing changed other than I added a Spanish notebook. So I can't see anything drastically changing the 5th week of July. If it does, I will definitely keep everyone abreast of that information, but I can't see anything changing. So will I do One Book July next year? Probably not. You know, I'm not holding myself to that, because I might want to, but my mindset right now is no. But you never know. I could decide, you know, a week before to give something a try. And summer is usually the best time for me to experiment, because my schedule is a lot less busy, so I can experiment with new things. So let me know how your One Book July is going. Did you try something new? Did you go back to something that has worked for you in the past? Did you do it? Did you not do it? What are your plans for the future of One Book July? I would so love to know. So leave a comment down in the boxes below, and let's have a conversation about your thoughts on One Book July. I would love to hear what all of you have to say. Thanks so much for joining me on my One Book July journey, and I will see you in the next video, which will most likely be an unboxing from Brie at Documented Journey. I'm so excited. Okay, bye-bye.